Hey, what's up, everybody? I can't believe I'm saying this, but welcome to episode 3 already of What's in Your Earbuds. And I'm here with my good friend Joe Harden, host of Beyond the Finish Line, which had an episode come out just was it last week? I think it was with Christina.
Yeah, yeah. Last Sunday, yeah, it was fun. It was a great, great chat. Like, I don't know, I just left from that one like really recharged. So yeah, it came out last Sunday. It was awesome.
Yeah, super cool, man. And I just got to say, congratulations on getting to 8 episodes on your show. You're about to hit the double digit mark. And it's just been fun watching the journey from episode 1 uh, all the way up to episode 8 now. And you've got some great heavy hitters coming up. So, for those of you guys who want a really awesome show with amazing stories, be sure to check out Beyond the Finish Line every other week on the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network. And be sure to check out our fireside chat tomorrow evening. And in the morning, don't forget Running Tales episode 5 with our very own Craig Lewis. We got a lot of content for you. So, Joe, I'm excited to jump into this week, but I wanted to start by asking you what's been in your earbuds this week?
Okay, well, I I put off listening to this playlist a little bit. Well, I put off the Taylor Swift. I'll just be honest, just full transparency. And then I just like me and Om were talking about in the green room a little bit. I've been like putting off doing some vertical work. So I was like, all right, I need to get this T Swift song out of the way. And it was Vigilante Shit by T Swift. And Lori actually suggested it, and I liked it. Um, so outside the list, I've kind of been sticking with some like obscure bluegrass and stuff too. But and the list really came together this week, and yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of it. So
Yeah, we found some common ground this week when we were sharing, when I was on a run and I was sharing a bluegrass song from a band called Gangsta Grass, actually, that made the theme of one of our favorite shows, Justified, with starring Timothy Olyphant. Shout out to that show, and it was cool that we had that thread in common. That song is called "Long Hard Times to Come." I got to put it on the playlist, but that's one of my favorite songs ever.
yeah, I just, like when you sent me that, I was just like, just when I thought I couldn't like you more, I was like, what? Like, because like it's such an underrated show and a way underrated soundtrack. Like all the seasons had such great soundtracks. So yeah, that was a good one. A good snag.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think on that same run that I was doing, I sent you a song from Avatar as well. It was like the theme of like one of the duels or something, the Agni Kai theme. It's definitely on my Bigfoot playlist for sure.
Nice. Yeah, that'll probably help you with when you're I guess in the well, kind of working through all that vertical and all that climbing you're about to do. But that'll be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Man, I really wish we could see. There's a guy in here who has like a very non-intuitive username. It's like a bunch of like letters and numbers and stuff, but that person, whoever that is, it just says F on the profile, submitted a bunch of really good songs, like weird
Oh,
stuff from Weird Al, and we got stuff from Rocky.
yeah. So that is those submissions that just say F. That is actually shout out to uh, Jason Jason Hardwood that I work with. Uh, he actually watches some of our like a lot of our content, so he was nice enough to throw in some like Weird Al. There was some Foo Fighters, a lot of good stuff on there. So yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to Jason, actually a coworker of mine. That was super rad that he added some stuff in.
Shout out to Jason. And for those of you who don't know, if you want to submit your own songs, we put up the link for the Everyday Athlete podcast playlist on Spotify probably every 2 or 3 days. And that link, when you click on it, you can add yourself as a contributor, and you can add whatever songs you want in there because this playlist is for you, the everyday athlete. And we've just been excited to see not only familiar songs show up, like you said, like the Foo Fighters and stuff from Rocky, and um, like like Pearl Jam, but also just some new stuff. I mean, I just cannot stress how much I've been replaying the Cat Empire's How to Explain.
Yeah, that is one of the best ones on there. That one, like what I like about it is it's not something I would normally listen to. So to have something kind of out of left field in my playlist, and then me like it that much, that's what I want to get out of this. Like I've never even, honestly, never even heard of that group. So to just be blown away by something that's completely new to me is kind of what gets me. It like gets my music juices flowing even more doing this. So yeah, that one really stuck with me too.
Yeah, and as the saying goes in that song, music really is like the gateway to your soul. I mean, it's just I feel like that's the recurring theme of all these conversations we're having, and it's been really cool exchanging stuff. I think I sent you a song by Fabulous called Bombs, Bombs, and that was a good one. You sent me a really fun soundtrack. I've listened to a lot of movie soundtracks, but the I Am Sam one was is really good.
Yeah, it's nothing but not Pearl Jam. It's nothing but Beatles covers, and it's so good. Like first of all, a great movie, and then an even better soundtrack. Like even if you weren't a Beatles fan, I think you can appreciate that soundtrack.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think I think a lot of bands would not exist if it wasn't for the Beatles, and um, yeah, I got to give them a shout out. I mean, Here Comes the Sun is a classic for me, and um, there's a movie that I have to remember what it is for next episode, but there was a movie that was essentially built on like that's like set in the 70s during the Vietnam times, and it's essentially like built on like Beatles covers and stuff. I think it's called Across the Universe or something like that. And all the main characters in the song, it's like a musical. All the songs are just covers of like Beatles songs, and it's a really well put together movie.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we'll have to give that a listen.
So you gotta. So I need some more. Going back to bluegrass, since that comes up every couple months, I need some more bluegrass recommendations.
Yeah, maybe what I'll do is so I built this like obscure like high lonesome sound like bluegrass playlist for my 100K because I thought I don't know when I'm in the woods I listen to completely different stuff so I'll get into like some like kind of like underground country bluegrass stuff. So I like to build my playlist kind of around where I'm going to be at. So I built this really cool playlist, and I think I'll just maybe I can just share that up, and so other people can add to that as well. I mean, maybe we could start like multiple genre playlists or something. That might be getting too complicated, but yeah, I'm always down to share any of that.
I was just opening the live here to see if we had any comments, but um, yeah, I think multiple genres might be something. I feel like there's been such a mishmash of amazing genres so far. And again, shout out to Lori for the Taylor Swift recommendation. And shout out to Caffeinated Coaching, which will be back in circulation down the line. But yeah, I think there's been some really good stuff. I'm trying to I just remembered something. Like the more I was digging into your last race and how you were listening to "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen, I was also starting to reread like I read some of the other posts that you and content that you wrote about it, and you were talking about how there were runners going out in, like dinosaurs and like different costumes, and I just got this image of you being like just coming back to life at the end, like you're like at like the 20-hour mark, you're like in the zombie walking mode. You just see like a dinosaur passing by, and you hear like having a good time, having a good time. And it just cracks.
Yeah, it definitely added like a weird flair to like something like something as terrible and awesome as running for 19 hours sounds, but and then having that little soundtrack to break all up, and then seeing like a like someone dressed as like a pickle like sprint past me,
Oh my
and
gosh.
yeah, I huge shout out to Pine to Mind Games. That was a great event. They actually had their own podcast called Runners of the Corn through On Renewal Racing and Yeti Trail Runners, I think. So I started diving into some of their podcasting and stuff. They're really cool. And they're from the Midwest, so it's like anytime I see some Midwest trail run love, I always gotta kind of hone in on that.
Oh man, there we go. Uh, I have to ask you, and I think you already answered this a little bit in this conversation, and I think a bit about your description, some of your other races. But have you ever just found like that one song and you just get in a flow and you just listen to it over and over again, and during a race, and you find that you've been listening to the same song for like 5 hours?
Oh yeah, and this came up again. I really love this song called Black Creek by Brent Cobb, and it's kind of like a slower, like kind of darker sounding bluegrass, but man, it'll really get you. And I've been able to just hit repeat, and that's like perfect for trail running in my eyes right now. But yeah, I'll just hit repeat on that thing and just kind of work my way through everything while that song's kind of playing. But
That's a that I'll have to check that one out, and maybe that one needs to be added to the playlist as well. But there's like, I know this is gonna sound really corny, and this song shows up at every karaoke ever, but like, Journey, "Don't Stop Believing" is a song that I'll play like when I'm like really in a rut sometimes, and like I think just belting to that song like at like the highest octave I can get when I'm that tired just like brings me back to life. And I don't know why, but like just singing "Don't Stop Believing," maybe it's like the affirmation song, maybe it's a positive affirmation. But
uh,
that's the other one too. When I was doing my last shakeout run this past weekend, I'm like running by on the trail, and like I can't imagine what people are thinking when I'm just like, there's no one better to be than myself. That I
I
get
think
better every single day, and like I was singing the affirmation song at the top of my lungs.
I think my family is really sick of me singing that now because I I was singing that while I was doing the dishes. Like that day you sent that to me, I sang it out loud in my own house. Like my family's just like, what on earth?
Did you actually show them the song?
I eventually did, but I sang it for quite a while because like, hey, let me give you some context behind. It
Man.
was well received by everybody. uh,
You gotta love Snoop. He's everywhere. I turned on the Olympics yesterday, and he's announcing the Olympics, and I'm over here talking about the affirmation song, and then I'm I've been one of the things on my playlist has also been a epic instrumental version of Gangster's Paradise, and that was really cool. Like, there's no lyrics; it's just like dramatic, like instrumental, like almost like a Christopher Nolan movie variation of Gangster's Paradise, and I'm like, this is really cool. But yeah, Snoop's everywhere.
Craig Craig Lewis posted, I think, over the weekend how he was. I think he might have been doing some trail running or speed work or something. Oh, hey, Jason, there's Jason Harwood. He has a bunch of that playlist. Craig was talking about. I think he was doing speed work. I think this weekend, and then the affirmation song popped up randomly while he was running. So it's so cool. It's so cool that we've got not only Craig, shout out to Craig, but like obviously we're doing what we're set up to do. We're spreading some good music and some good tunes, even if it's like to help you get through like a hard workout or just to break it up, like what Craig was mentioning, how funny that was to have in the middle of that playlist. But
Yeah, yeah, you never know what's going to get you through a hard workout, like an uphill or like those interval days. For me, like I I think my mood was just down in general because like I was feeling the taper tantrums. Uh, And I was just like, I'd just done a couple weeks in a row, and now my body is like, what is going on? Like, you know how it goes, right? Like, you start to feel like all the random pains, your body gets into like all these mood swings because you haven't been running as much as you want to.
Oh man.
And so when I finally got on my rung, it was all like peppy songs, like affirmation song, and then the theme of Ducktales, which I'd forgotten was such a banger, you know. So
Oh yeah,
I
it's
remember
awesome.
I was on my run when I texted you Ducktales in all caps.
Yeah, that actually came from Conrad Lyman, Nick Lyman. He always has the best music on his Instagram stories. So I always like to kind of see what he's listening. Like I actually got to see him over the weekend at Trailblazer Running. Shout out to that crew. And I was kind of joking with Nick that when I wake up in the morning and I see he's already like ran like a 10K and already has a song pulled up. It's just like basically it's just all right. Maybe it's time for me to do something with my day and get on the road. So I always like pulling whatever music he's got and then a little bit of motivation from his Instagram stories. So shout
I
out
love
to
it.
Nick.
I love that. Shout out to him, man. And shout out to all you East Coasters. I know it's time zones and stuff, but like, you guys make me feel so lazy, even though I wake up at 6 in the morning, because I'll like see a message from you at like 3 a.m. or something like that, or like 2 a.m. because of like the time zones if you've
Oh,
woken up early, and I'm just like, man, I am such a lazy turd.
I'm trying my best to get used to that. Like I'll have like an idea. I have to like just get out to you guys. I'm just like, wait, it's like 3 a.m. in California right now.
Oh
uh,
man. Man, so what's coming up for you as far as like racing and like what kind of music are you looking to explore or looking to see on our playlist?
like I said, I kind of want stuff I've never even heard of. Like I get stuck in a loop where I'll listen to hard rock, like heavy metal or like rap or so. And that's what I like. There's a lot of stuff I probably would never have even listened to. Um, like I said, Taylor Swift or Cat Empire or Cactus. So I think it's kind of cool. I think just throw whatever at us, and I'll give it a listen. I mean, we all will. Um, but I mean, if you like, I'm going through like a bluegrass phase right now. So, and we even had a podcast suggestion, which is really cool. Travel to 100 podcast, Jake the Melody. I'm a big fan of that podcast too. That came from Stefan, who I actually met at the Momo Po this year, and I did a backyard with Stefan too, I believe, in 2023. Prairie on Fire, actually, yeah. So yeah, just keep them coming. This was like so cool how this came together. And I have a hot take. I have a hot take about Taylor Swift. Regardless if you like Taylor Swift or not, I think most of us can agree that Taylor Swift has like a phenomenal show just from like videos I've seen. Like I won't lie, I sat down and watched a documentary about Taylor Swift, and it was like, all right, like that is pure showman, like show person. I don't know how you say that, right? But showmanship, I guess.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Yeah, Taylor Swift is pure showmanship. I have a Taylor Swift song for you. I heard it on like, I've always like, I don't know, like, I'm not a big Swiftie in the sense that like I know all the songs by heart, but like when you've been around, like, Taylor Swift is big enough that you hear the songs all the time on the radio or like you hear them throughout the years. And I grew up, I was a kid when Taylor Swift was still just a country artist before she turned into full on like pop star. And um, there's a song called I Can Do That With a Broken Heart. And that catch, like the chorus is so catchy. It's like, I'm so depressed I act like it's my birthday. But it's like a cheer. She sings it in a cheery voice, and then the more you listen to it, the more it like peels the layers off. And I'm like, that is such a good ultra song. It was funny because I saw it in the meme the first time I heard it, and the meme was literally like when you see a race photographer and you're already like messed up, and it's like the dancing fairy skeleton, like jumping up, like, and with that song, and ever since that song's been stuck in my head every single time I bring it up. So
actually, you know what? I do have like a good challenge for anybody that's on the playlist. It
yep,
seems like our reoccurring theme is is soundtracks, right? Could
Mm,
you let's try to see if people can throw us some soundtrack suggestions too? Maybe I think that'd be a
yeah.
good idea because
All
that kind
right,
of seems to
guys.
be a common thing with us. So
All right. Well, Joe is posing you a challenge, and I am bandwagoning on that challenge. So, what we're going to do is we're asking everybody to submit their favorite soundtracks. And I think we'll just open it up to movies, TV shows, anything that you can think of that has a good soundtrack. And, we want to see your best soundtrack submissions before episode 4 so we can talk about it. And I think, and I'll include both of us in it as well. You've submitted the I Am Sam one. I need to come back to you with a good soundtrack as well. Um, well, I gave you Avatar, but I know there's really good stuff out there. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. But this has been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get into episode 4. I never feel like there's enough time when we have these conversations,
yeah,
but I'm excited to open this up to you guys again to get more submissions. It's been overwhelming, and I'm excited to get more of them. So let's get those soundtracks, guys. And don't forget to check out our other shows on the Everyday Athlete Podcast Network. Tomorrow we got Running Tales in the morning and Fireside Chats in the evening. So be sure to check those out along with the 4 other shows in our lineup, including Joe's very own Beyond the Finish Line, which has another episode coming out next. We're recording this on Monday, by the way. So next show comes out next Thursday.
yeah, yeah. I've got Chris Morrison. Chris Morrison runs. That's a huge guest. So I'm really looking forward to having Chris on.
Yeah, that'll be a fun show. And you've got Elliot Matson on the 15th, I
Elliot,
think.
yeah, and Elliot from Folklore. We are folklore. Sorry, that's tough to
It's a
say,
tongue
but
twister.
yeah, and I'm really looking forward to get to know him better. I listened to him on Mid Hector Pod, so he's like a super rad guy, and I really like his Instagram page too. So I'm really stoked for that conversation.
Yeah, can't wait to see you. Can't wait to see you break into the episode 10 mark when you do Chris Morrison's episode. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, this has been awesome, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day and keep on keeping those earbuds on.